Hey, everybody. It's the Noise Neighbors podcast. It's me, Joey McCune, joined as always by Mark Mulvaney. All right, Mulv.
Yes, brother.
How we doing, pal?
Derby Day tomorrow, innit?
Yeah, I guess.
You're going to do this bit again.
It's not a bit, brother.
They are
I don't
wank,
like it.
mate. They are
Yeah.
so bad.
Okay, so you get the fears that come up when you start saying stuff like that, right? Because if we spend this whole time and we're like, they're crap, they're awful, and then something goes a little sideways, we look dumber than even we usually do.
No, not if it's some sort of, refereeing mistake or some
That's
sort
my fear, is it won't even be that.
No chance. No chance.
I sure hope not.
So call-in show, you have to get
Yeah.
got to get the people's take on the big day.
Mm-hmm.
All kind of sports going on, mate.
Yep.
Big sports weekend for a lot of people here in the
Mm-hmm.
DFW area. So
Clearly by the
yeah, I mean, some of them just started watching like this week. So
would that be okay? Cool. I just wanted to check.
Nah, it's gonna be good, mate. Yeah, get to your pubs tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Pack them up, pack them in. Let me begin.
There we
I
go.
came to win. Battle me, that's the sin.
It is.
I won't ever slack up. Punk, you better back up.
Right.
Try and play me out. Now my whole crew will act up. Get up, stand up, come and throw your hands up.
Right.
If you got the feeling, jump up, touch the ceiling.
True.
So
this is very triggering to me right now because Ohio State's playing Wisconsin tonight, and they play jump around in the fourth quarter at Wisconsin every. Yeah, dude, big sports weekend. Big Premier League weekend, had
only one big game in there. This is it, isn't it?
Yeah, but results have happened.
True.
Spurs pick up points on Friday. Chelsea loses to Brentford this morning. Arsenal smashed Sheffield United 5-0.
Yeah.
Newcastle, well, at least right before we jumped on, was up 2-1 against Wolves. So a lot going on everywhere. Currently, Arsenal, they have a game in hand and everything, but they've got +3 over us on goal difference if we go even with them. So if we beat United, even if we don't win by 3, we're in third.
Okay. Yeah. So loads to play for then.
Yeah,
keep up
ton.
with the Joneses, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. The Phil Joneses.
Boy, if we can't do that, we're in
that's a bad look.
Big trouble.
Yeah, that's tough.
All right, cool. Well, let's take the pulse of everybody. Well,
yep.
Yeah, we'll drop a link in the chat.
Yep.
The requirements are
you got to have headphones, a mic, and your camera on.
Right.
Lest we have any shenanigans. So yeah, if you haven't been here before for these, it's a call in. It's a chance for you to have your say on the derby. Like Wolf said, I'm going to drop a link in the chat. You just click that, and it's going to open up a browser for you. Have headphones, have a mic, have your camera on. It'll put you into the queue, and then we will bring you on, and you can let us know how you're feeling, what you're thinking, what do you want to see, what do you think about United, what do you think? Who do you think will start for us? All kinds of good stuff like that.
All of that. Let's do you and me first.
Okay.
So how do you think City should approach it? Should they play a more conservative style with conservative personnel, or should they go for these because they're bad and they're vulnerable right now? I think when you ask that question, I think it's basically like boils down to, I think, Doku versus Grealish.
Yes.
One of the things on the left wing. I assume Foden's fit, but there was some rumors he's taken a knock. What do you do in that case? Yeah, what do you do with
suspended?
What do you do with Bernardo? Akanji's out. Yeah, so interested to hear your thoughts first, mate.
Mhm.
How would you go for these?
Well, you go at them. I think you force them to have to defend because I think they are crap at doing that.
Yeah.
For the most part, I think that's the main move. I don't think it is an argument of Doku or Grealish because I
Mm,
think if Foden's not fit,
exactly.
I think you play them both.
You have to.
I
Yeah,
think you
yeah.
put Doku on
Agree.
the right and Grealish on the left, and then you'd have Alvarez and Bernardo probably behind Holland. If Foden is fit, that changes things a little bit. But I still the psychopath in me says you could do Doku, Alvarez, Phil, Jack behind Holland, which is a
Wow,
madness.
that is mad.
It will never happen.
Nah, because Bernardo's got to play because that would be the expense of Bernardo. So
Well, or you
anyways,
put Bernardo next to Rodri.
and then
The only
just
issue is with doing all that, you leave nothing on the bench.
yeah.
So like, there's no one. Your saving grace is like Surge comes in.
Yep.
You
I'll
know,
I'll I'll give you mine, mate. I'm largely with you on this. I think I'll just say my 11. Yeah, I think this
Mhm.
is a pretty common 11 out there on the social medias. But Edison in goal, a back three of Walker, Diaz, and Vardiol.
yep,
Um, which I guess Stones would be that sort of centre back that pushes into the midfield, right? So
right,
however you want to look at it. But Rodri and Stones in the centre midfield. I would have Alvarez and Bernardo in the eights or the
yep,
tens, however you look at it.
yep,
Um, Behind Haaland, striker, and then on the right wing, I'd have Foden if he's fit.
yep,
Doku if he's not fit.
yep.
Um, I'd have Doku start. I'd absolutely want Doku starting because I think
Mhm.
you have to attack these from the get go. So Doku on the left, yeah, and then if Foden's not fit, Grealish on the left, Doku on the right. Um, but I think my plan would be go after them early and then try to get a couple goals up, and then you bring Grealish on to sort of settle it down
Yeah,
and close it out
yep.
rather than vice versa. Um, I just think they're so vulnerable at the moment. We should go for it. So those are our thoughts on it in terms of our approach. We'll get our thoughts on what United's approach might be a bit
Mhm.
later, but we'll get started with some guests. Yeah.
Yeah,
So first guest, first time caller. Let me
yep.
get my buttons right here, and you're gonna have to help us with your name, mate. But
I'm gonna
what
guess.
you're gonna guess? All right.
Yeah,
So brave. Here he
thank you.
comes. Here he comes.
Omalemo?
That's good, actually.
Wah! Come on, baby.
That was not my first time here, you know?
No?
It was not my first time.
Oh,
No, the
I
first time
apologize.
was no, the first time was it was a long way back. I think
Okay.
Chelsea City final.
Okay.
Champions League.
Oh, years.
Ooh.
So that was
An
and the thing is
OG.
that- exactly. So like it was around those times. Now the thing is that time zones and stuff like that. So you
Right.
guys caught me at the right time.
Ah,
But
brilliant.
We did it.
anyways, how are you guys?
Yeah, brilliant, mate.
Yeah, good.
Great to see you.
Good.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, like it's a great weekend for me. It's a big weekend.
Mhm.
I'm from South Africa, so
Yeah,
like
okay. I'm
tonight,
starting to
actually
remember
like
now.
9 o'clock, 9 o'clock, there's a Rugby World Cup final. So South Africa is
Mm.
in a Rugby World Cup final. So I could be on a roll. If today is good,
Just carry
tomorrow
on
is
through the
good,
night.
then it's just wonderful, and I'm just pretty hyped, you know. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to
Excellent.
hop in before I
No,
go and
thanks,
enjoy
man.
myself.
Thanks so much. What did you think of our starting 11?
Oh no, it was pretty solid. It was pretty solid. I mean, standard and stuff like that. But then, uh I mean, like there's not like the options are not necessarily a lot and stuff like
Right.
that. So, and no matter how you go about it, I think we can still get the better of United, basically. So, whether you want to be more pragmatic and go with the poser and control, or whether you want to be electric, I think
Mhm.
it will be too much for United to handle if we actually just go there and play our own game. It
Right.
literally just depends on that. And But then the thing is that with too much control and stuff like that, we saw in the past few games that there's less creation, there's less risk taking and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I thought I used to be that one that loved that combination of Gundogan and Bernardo Silva once upon a time.
Yep.
I was like, nah, Kevin takes too many risks and stuff like that. And then you stop listening to Kevin now, because now that Haaland goes through and then everybody just turns and then passes back, and no one is actually putting those balls in except for Rodri. And if Rodri is the one that we actually have to rely on to get in the ball behind or to actually just cross the ball, then we have a big problem. But all in all, we have super athletes. Like if there's one thing, there's a huge development in our in the body stature, in size, in control. Like we just have super athletes. So even United can't actually match us on that point. If you cannot match us on a technical, tactical, and physical, it should be straightforward. But then, like, it just depends on how we get there on the day and whether the ref just decides to just screw us over.
Right. Howard Webb makes a call.
Who's it? No, it's actually who's the official for today? For tomorrow's game?
Let me check.
I know Michael
Tierney.
Yeah, and Michael Oliver's on VAR.
So
at least Michael,
not the best combo.
No, but I can trust Michael. Michael is the most competent out of everyone. And the problem is with Paul. I think Paul was the one that had a problem with Jurgen Klopp. And then there was a video like, why is it every time I have a problem with you only?
Yeah.
Everyone else I don't have a problem with, but it's only you. So it depends. We just need a ref that has a cool mind and doesn't take to the pressure of the crowd and stuff like that. Because these days refs are determined to be the star of the game. We talk more about the ref than we do about the players, and that's the problem.
I worry a little bit about our discipline so far this season. And if I was United, and I'll ask for your two opinions in a minute, like how you would approach the game if you were them. If I was United, I would go right after Rodri, see if I could get something out of him in terms of discipline. Because I mean, we found out how incredibly important he is, pivotal, in fact, to what we do.
So really hammering that pun in there.
Omolemo, what's your thoughts on that, mate?
I mean, like, I think in every footballer's career, there's that learning point, that learning curve and stuff like that. I think it's Rodri's first straight red or something like that, or even his first red of his career. So, like, certain things that you just have to learn off them. And the thing is that I don't think he'd do that all the time. I think it's one of those mistakes that you're not going to repeat again. Like Walker, for example, kicked. I can't remember who he kicked in the Leipzig game, and then he'd never do that again. So certain things just help you mature in your game and stuff like that. And literally, the only way that I think we can start getting red cards now is because fouls are soft and VAR focuses on like slow motion stuff, and like everything is just micro analyzed to a point where we have more red cards now than ever before.
Yeah.
And common sense has left the game, basically. Yep. So I don't think you can target Rodri. Rodri, even though like Rodri is a passionate character, I don't think he's a loose head and he can lose his head quite as easy. It's just
he's learned his lesson then.
Yeah, he learned his lesson. And yeah, I mean, if he does that again, then I think Pep was going to be on that tip where like, even though you're critical for us and you're crucial, you're going to spend like a good 5 games on the bench, and I'd rather go with, I don't know, Rico to teach you a lesson, even though we dropped Calvin. But then like, Calvin. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I love the guy, but
it's as a dude, Calvin's the man.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're talking about football and then you're like, oh no, he's a great person.
Right.
Then you know that your time is up, bro. Like your time is up.
It's like if you're at work and someone's like, what do you think about this guy over here? Like, such a nice guy. Such a nice guy. Like, yeah, but how is he at work? He's just so nice, you know.
Great
He's really kind.
All right, cool. Hey, Omolemo, sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. That's awful, but I'm close. All right, cool.
No, you got
he can sleep at night now.
Thanks for calling in, mate. Can you give us a prediction before we let you go?
Tomorrow's prediction, it's going to be a good 3-4-1.
3 or 4-1. Let's go.
Let's
The City.
Love it. Love
Yeah.
Thank you,
If
mate.
it's the
Hey,
other way around, it would be crazy. But then
True.
where are you
fun to
watching it? You watching it at home or with some mates or what?
Yeah, I'll be watching it at home.
Okay.
Yeah, exam season is around the corner, so if I'm
True.
going out tonight for the rugby, I can't go out tomorrow again.
Fair
Because,
enough,
like,
mate.
Look
Fair
at
enough.
you. What you have way more self-control than I ever did. Good job, buddy.
I have to. Like, my life depends on it right now. So
Thank you, bro. See you next
Thanks,
time.
Alma. Take care, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. There he goes.
Damn.
Omolemo. Brilliant.
South Africa.
Yeah.
How do we have
I'm not
listeners
gonna,
in
I'm not
South
gonna
Africa?
attempt it. I'm not gonna attempt it.
I'm like, when he said he called in about the Chelsea thing and he said he's from South
Yeah.
Africa, it hit
It'll
me. I think
start
he
to
used to
come
have,
back.
I want to say his screen name was different or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But he dropped a banger then too.
Man, just spits fire every time.
Dude only hits home runs.
We got him. We got Don Smoke out there. You know.
True. Don Smoke.
All right. Speaking of spitting fire.
Oh dear.
From the Shades of Blue podcast. Yeah, the host, the main guy, in it.
True.
Kind of one of the main guys.
Yeah.
LB said so.
Let's bring him on. It's Crunk. Here he is.
Yeah. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up?
Long time no see, huh?
I know. Yeah. I've missed you so much, Mo. Yes.
Boy, oh boy. So I didn't watch that live.
Beef is live.
I didn't watch that live. I watched it on a replay.
It was
Yeah.
such a good time.
And if I'm being candid, what I saw a white boy
Right.
come onto a black show. And
Right.
say he was it was his show now.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, there are words for that.
Let's go.
Another white boy with a podcast.
Well, I mean, jokingly, obviously, it got worse because then my own show bros ganged up on me, and so I was like, "Yo, are we really just gonna let this happen? This is not okay."
You're gonna allow this colonizer to come in here and do this to me?
That's one of the words. That's one of the words.
I would not use that word. Again, y'all said it.
Nah. You guys are great, man. I loved it.
No, it was a good time.
He deserved it, first of all, but then to see the show bros back McCune over Crunk was
I'm
funny.
used to it. Honestly,
What a turn, huh? What a heel turn by the show.
I'm used to me being the only one hanging out off on the cliff by myself, and they're all just like Crunk, and I'm just like, I'm trouble.
That was a Austin Hart moment. We really did a double turn. You know what I mean? We did a double turn in the middle of the show.
Nobody knew what was going
No,
on.
they couldn't tell.
Is it serious? Is this real?
Yeah.
That is art, baby.
Yeah.
Art.
Yeah.
Omalemo's loving the shirt, mate. Your rugby
Yeah.
shirt there.
Big match today against those stupid All Blacks.
Mm.
I gotta
Right.
go.
You said it.
Wow.
Call that.
Holy cow. We sets him up, he knocks him down, huh? Mama mia. Yikes.
Oh, so
What?
let's just say I am wearing a robe because I am just nice and comfy. This is my mood leading into the Manchester Derby.
Did you plan to match the robe with the hat?
Not entirely. I mean,
Okay.
I had this hat for a very long time, and they just happened to match.
That
This
works out
was-
pretty good,
nuts.
then, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drip nuts.
It's nice. It's I know a certain person is a little tends to be nervous about this. We talked about it on Thursday,
Mhm.
so I wanted to show up in my most relaxed and
He's
comfortable.
trying to set the vibe.
I'm trying to help you out.
Thank you, dude.
Love
Yes,
it.
McCune. I do care, despite our beef, not beef. I know it's
Men,
not.
men don't
I
got no
just,
biff.
I know. I just love pushing narratives and making people like confused as what's going on.
Will they? Won't they? Who knows? So what do you
wrestling?
Yes, exactly. So, all right, you're feeling calm. You said you're chilled out about this.
Mm-hmm.
What is the Mulv is chilled out because, in his words, these are shit. Is that kind of your vibe too, or like we're just that much better than them, or they're terrible, or some combination of both, or how did we get to it's a derby and you're tranquilo?
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of things. Yes, they are not a good squad. They have the butcher. All 5'10" of them is injured. They have a few people who are struggling. Erik ten Hag, I've never really understood what he was doing, but I love the fact that he is starting to get the players he supposedly wanted, and they're still struggling. I don't know. Our team is too great. They seem to figure themselves out. Rodri, he's rested. He's got his time.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I have brainwashed myself that I'm just not allowing negative Mallow vibes when it comes to this Manchester derby, especially against this United squad.
Mm-hmm.
Just not even going into it.
So Jacob's in the chat. What's up, mate? He's saying that I'm lying to myself in his opinion.
About what though?
So just
about how he
my,
feels.
My chilled out vibe. So I will admit to a complete change in mentality around the Manchester derby. Like when obviously there was the period where we were really bad and we would play them, and if we got a win at least once during a season against them, that was sort of like a successful season for us.
True. Yeah, that was a trophy.
If we beat them once or twice, brilliant. Then we got pretty good, and the teams were quite even. I'm thinking about 2011, 2012 time frame. And then it was like really, really nervous because, I felt I had something to lose. I felt they were a title rival. Those points against them were so important for winning trophies. It became more than just bragging rights, right? It was winning trophies. And then more recently, in the Guardiola era, we've been well ahead of them, in terms of our managers way better. The players tended to be much better. I wasn't hearing very much from my United, acquaintances. They were sort of in their caves and that,
they got quiet.
So they became I became pretty relaxed about the whole thing. So I've definitely had an evolution as both these teams have sort of gone in different directions.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, these days I'm pretty chilled out about it because I don't see this as a title. I don't think it has title implications because I just don't think they're that good. Like these days it's Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs, because we typically can't beat them. But yeah, I've changed a bit. So Jacob,
we are the trophies now.
Yeah, bro.
Just beating us. You saw how Arsenal reacted off of a deflected Ake. Goal. For them to act like they're gonna run everything, and then fell on their faces the following week. But it's just I enjoyed that we matter so much to these clubs in general. Just because, not to even hop all away from the Everton but the whole Everton nonsense. How that quickly, immediately pivoted to us.
What about us?
Nobody's talking about Everton at all. And shout out to them. Goodbye. And thank you for potentially saving Burnley from getting relegated. So shout out to them.
But let's do it. Let's have this chat right now, mate. I'm going to ask both of you.
Please.
I messaged Asan because I was driving.
Hey, Asan, how you doing? Just a text out of nowhere.
So it was the day that the news that there's potentially, hasn't been decided yet, but potentially a 12-point deduction for Everton should they be found guilty of breaking the Premier League's FFP rules, right?
Right.
So I thought about that, and I thought, whoa, that's pretty severe. I mean, clearly they have less charges leveled against them than City do, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I thought, well, what if that's what City got, right? Would you let me ask you today, right now on this show, would you take a 12-point deduction this season if it meant it was over? And that was it. So, go ahead, Joe. You go first.
I mean, the thing is it's never over. You know, in the
Nailed it.
eyes of the fan base, because of the narratives that have been created, in the eyes of opposition fans, journalists, anything online, other clubs, insert whoever you want in that. It's never over with them. We've always been cheats. We're still cheats. We don't deserve success because we're not one of the traditional whatever. Like I just don't. It's never over. So even if we got hit for 12, it's not enough. If we got sent down to League 2, it's not enough.
Yes,
I mean, I saw something today. I actually though, if the option is 12 points or we get sent down to League 2, brother, take me back down to
I
League
think
2.
that would be fun. That'd be fun. Just mess up everything that Wrexham's trying to do right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I just it'll never be over. And no matter what we do, it doesn't matter. I mean, I've already seen Crunk, we talked about this the other night. I've got a very curated, my social media stuff that I see is very curated. I don't see stuff that is dumb or annoys me. I try to dodge stupid takes, but I've seen enough. And this won't come as a shock, specifically from Liverpool fans saying that, well, we lost the league in years. Like we came in second in years that City were meant to have cheated.
Oh no.
And they didn't round it out, but we know where that's going. Is that like, well, we should have been, and it's like, no. One, the fact that they have 100, we have 115 charges, and there still isn't a result to that should worry some. Two, we're not retroactively handing out trophies as if the players and the manager didn't win it already. The front office didn't win anything. I mean, good job bringing players in, but the players still had to do it. The manager still had to do it. And yeah, again, it's just, it will never be enough. It will never be over. No matter what the penalty was, unless the club was dissolved, it will never be enough.
Crunk, would you take the 12-point deduction, or would you keep fighting it?
Never folding.
Yeah.
If we're being honest, I was like just looking up allegations, and it was really funny. I saw a Sky Sports article. It was in February. I don't remember what it was, but they cited 101 citations. So I was like, have they found something out where that like a few of them have gotten cut down? Is that the actual number?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anything's going to come from it. In general, I'm not worried. Like Kuhn said, they're always going to think we're cheats. I want to take them to court. I don't care if this takes 10 years. I want the final verdict to be like, we got nothing.
On the court issue, though, I think that's the logical next step to what Joey was saying, right? It will never be over, because if we take a 12-point deduction and we're found guilty, then the lawsuits will start. Because because I believe there's already a team looking to sue Everton after they get punished. Is it Luton? Is it Luton? Is it?
I think it is Luton Town.
There's a team looking who suffered
for financial.
Yeah, suffered at the hands of Everton somehow, and I'm looking to sue based on the results. I might have that wrong, but somebody's looking to sue them. And like you said, somebody like a Liverpool. Well, I mean, the domino effect of how that cascades down, right? When a team who has broken the rules is found guilty, there's so many. I mean, it's almost endless amount of cascaded impact. So yeah, you just wonder, would it just launch 1,000 lawsuits or what? So I will let Asan tell you his answer on his own show.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
How long was that text?
it was
4
one
sentences.
reply with 3 letters.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway,
I love
I
the guy.
just find
Yeah.
it very interesting because I think this week in particular, because it bubbled up again in the media,
Yeah.
that we've all thought about it, right?
Mhm.
And yeah, I was driving, I thought about it, and would I do it? Would I not do it? And after speaking with you guys and some other folks in the group chat, it was like we came to the same conclusion that Joey did, that it'll never end. Like, because
No.
I proposed, like, if it would end it, right?
Yeah.
But
Yes.
it
But
never,
it
it
would never
won't,
end.
it won't
Yeah.
end it.
We
Nobody's ever going to be happy with it. So I would fight it, and yeah, hopefully we
and I
come out
feel
on
like
top.
yeah, and I feel we as most of us as City fans have done, we've been very quiet, and it's just in even the city heads are like, once this court case is done, oh, don't worry, you're gonna hear everything. If our leads are saying the things that they're saying, why should we not believe them? Especially the energy. I'm really big on how people, project themselves. And that was in the Khaldun end of the year address. He said it, and his energy fed me, where it didn't seem like it was an act. He legitimately feels angry because of the fact football should really see us as this great story, as this wonderful powerhouse, but we're always going to be seen as cheats. They're always going to try to take away from everything that City has done. And I truly feel he is almost like hates football because of that. And he wants to take it through court. He wants to go through the process so he can get the legal vindication. And it wouldn't even surprise me if from there he starts suing other people for all like pushing the 115 allegations and stuff like that.
I think that's the other side of it, is that it really has galvanized the club. From everybody from the top to the players, and the fan base. And I wonder what sort of like impact it has had on trophies. Like, would Pep have left earlier if none of this would have happened, right? Did this encourage him to stay and fight and clear his name, so to speak? And will it cause him to stay here beyond, another 10 years?
Trophies.
So I think they're playing with fire a little bit.
Well, and like the initial statement to what Crunk said, the initial statement that the club put out when the charges dropped, very strongly worded in terms of like, corporate lingo and legalese and all that. Very strongly worded statement to put out within 24 hours of being accused of cheating 115 times. But yeah, I'm with you. I think the way the club are acting and the way, we've been down this road before with the UEFA thing, right? Where there supposedly was all this stuff we did. We go to court. A lot of it doesn't fit. And we just say, like, how about this? We'll pay you a fine and you'd knock it off. We'll pay you money, go away.
Right.
I think the trick with this one is that if the FA is wrong or the Premier League is wrong, because that's who's bringing the charges. If the league is wrong, there's a whole other issue there, because then to some it could look like a concerted effort to bring down a club because that club did what others couldn't. They got bought. They were smart. They spent money well. They hired the right people in the right positions, both on the pitch and behind the scenes. And they broke into the top 6. They broke into the cartel. They pulled the pants down of the entire league. And as we've seen with, just FFP being invented, they don't want that. They don't like that. They want to protect 4 or 5 clubs and don't let anybody else in. And we did it. And ever since then, ever since 2008, when the Sheikh bought the club, it has been a crusade by the cartel and the league and UEFA and journalists and anybody else to try to bring us down.
Is a pretty good word for this if
Yeah.
you think about it.
Especially for how long it's been lasting.
Some people think
Yeah.
I'm not smart, but I got words, dude.
The historical implications of
Words
using
for
the word
days.
crusade against
Mhm. A bunch
brown
of
brown
a bunch
owners
of
is,
English people going to fight a bunch of
well done, McCune.
Well, and I even want to double down with McCune because other clubs should be thanking us for beating down FFP, for beating down UEFA. The money from sponsorships, that's us. What they're able to get for other players and sell for other players, that's us. The reason why owners have to pay to get their teams even better is to keep up with us. There's just so much of a Man City effect, a Pep effect on football on so many different avenues and lanes and thoughts that City can never get the credit that they deserve because people don't want to see it as a positive. Again, because their clubs haven't taken advantage or used their tools and resources in a way that City has, and that hurts them. So obviously, if my club can't do it, it's obviously because Manchester City are cheating. It's the only thing that makes sense.
It's a 7-year-old's reasoning.
Well,
he won because he cheated.
In fairness, it's the same stupid stuff we used to say as City fans when United were running away with it. We used to accuse them of paying off the referees. The referees were biased, all that stuff, right? And there were tidbits of evidence of possibly that, right? But there wasn't enough to really accuse them of all that stuff. But it's the same thing. We acted the same way in a different way. We weren't talking about, cheating financials because there were no financial rules.
Yeah, there wasn't any until someone else had. There was no rules until someone else threatened the big four.
Let's move back onto the match tomorrow. Although I would like to point out the way we are layered in this this preview is like we're all standing up. You can't tell whether we're standing or sitting because the heights are perfect.
Are you saying you're taller than me?
Most definitely. All right, back to the game.
Till I stand up straight, brother.
Straight is fine.
Let's wrap it up with Crunk, mate. So good to have you on again, bro.
Yes. Thanks for having me on.
But let's get your thoughts on how we should approach tomorrow. Would you start Doku and give us a score prediction?
I really do like the Grealish on the right, or Grealish on the left, Doku on the right. I enjoy that. And we can go and see how it is. I know Doku works much better on the left.
True.
But Lindelof and yes. But Doku Dalot and Lindelof, that's just food. That's a buffet.
Even if it's Regulon, who cares?
Exactly. So it's just, I think Doku at City, even if the right isn't his best position, it will still be plenty great for what is needed and what he can do. We can do a little control on the left side with our people with the players that will be on the left side, and a little bit of chaos on the right. And depending on the situation, Phil Foden can either go on the left and help the control or go on the right and just add on to the chaos. That's what I'm going to. And it's gritty, Griddy. Gritty, not gritty.
Yeah, I think gritty is the
when a white guy
mascot for the Flyers. Isn't it the mascot for the Flyers, the creepy orange guy?
Yes.
That's a different thing entirely, brother.
Thank you, Ty.
Let me ask you guys, and just so we do talk about United a little bit.
Yeah.
So, first question: anybody in that squad that gives you any bit of worry? Anyone that scares you? You have any fear about?
Does VAR count?
Well, we don't know that they've paid anything. You know, glass houses and that.
On current form, no.
Okay.
Like usually I would say Rashford, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
On current form, Rashford, no. Casemiro's out. as I understand it.
Mhm.
He's
Is
just
he?
got he's got a bit of a big game vibe, a big goal, big game vibe
He does.
Yeah.
to him that is in the back of my head, but I don't think he's going to play.
Mhm.
Beyond that, I mean, I think Bruno's capable of something spectacular. Individually, I don't know that he necessarily helps them play well as a team, but
Weird how they have so many. It's weird how they recruit so many guys like that, isn't it?
yeah, well, they just never been
They
able
love
to gel
dudes
that
that
well.
can't fit into a team.
I mean, off-brand Halan has looked good for them.
Hoyland?
Yeah, he in very big spurts, he can snatch a goal. I will give him that. He can take a lazy cross his way and turn it into something.
Do something with it. Yeah, fair enough.
I will give him the one credit. He does have a dodgy back. We'll see how that goes. But I'm not worried.
No goals in the Premier League yet for him.
Really? I think he scored a couple that have been flagged offside or VAR.
Yeah, he got one. He got one for Denmark against San Marino. So shout outs. And then he had two against Galatasaray, one against Bayern Munich. But 7 matches in the Premier League this season.
You get him
No
outside
goals.
England and he's a star.
Well, yeah, because he was great in Italy, but he can't handle the likes of Sheffield United or he went 90 minutes against Brentford and Palace and no dice.
Hey, Ty, we can agree on the whole Packers nonsense, though.
You think they're going to play dead? I think they are. I think
sit
they're
back, sit back and pounce. Yep.
Yeah.
I think they have to.
Yeah.
Because there's if Casemiro's out, you're left with McTominay and all right, Casemiro's out.
Great.
Shaw's out.
Trying to be
Lisandro's out.
I do not know their squad like that.
But that's the thing is like you look at the midfield and it's like, okay, well, who plays next to McTominay then? If it's not Casemiro, then I feel like you're shoehorning somebody in there. Is it Mount? Please.
Well, that'd be ballsy to go Mount, Bruno, McTominay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I don't even know if it's ballsy. It's just what they got.
Exactly. And I want that team to wait and try to counter because you just stand back and put all your players behind us with that lineup with those defenders, Johnny Evans, Maguire, Lindelof, Dalot, however you say his name.
So awful. It could be McTominay and Amrabat.
Oh yeah,
sorry, and he's rumored to be he's
I rate him
injured. I think he might be injured.
Outside of that, you've got Eriksson, Donny Van de Beek, Mason Mount, Bruno, and then some fella named Hannibal Medjbury. I don't know.
They're just
it's got to be Amrabat, isn't it? Amrabat, McTominay would probably
gotta be. I think it'll be Amrabat, McTominay, Rashford, Mount, Bruno, and then pick a striker. Martial, Hoyland, Palestri.
Martial, I could see us winning easily. 4-5. I'm hoping this is
wow.
But I do feel it, and it wouldn't surprise me if Martial does come on in like the 75th minute and scores one in the 76th minute.
Yeah,
that's all they get. So it ends 4-1, 5-1.
They're gonna have to take their chances in it because we're probably not going to give them that many.
No,
the way we've been playing, I think that might be the story of the game. Actually, if we can because I think they will be a low block. They'll be dead. Meaning we won't be able to create that many chances,
right?
Without Kevin. So yeah, it might just come down to taking chances, which is a hashtag analysis and all that. But
yeah, true.
And before I go, because I know you're gonna get me out of here soon. I always say if we score 2 goals in the first 20 minutes, it's gonna end 2-0 or 2-1.
Yeah.
I actually don't want us to score in the first 15 minutes of the match because I feel like the team needs that anticipation. And then once they start scoring, then there's a hunger to it. But if we get too early, Pep is perfectly content with just telling everybody, to pass the ball around for 65 minutes, and I don't want that stress on my heart.
Yep. Or playing keep ball for 2/3 of the match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, too much can go wrong. I will say, we'll just do a quick no cheating here. United's leading goal scorer in the Premier League this season.
It wouldn't surprise me if it's Casemiro.
I know McTominay's got 2 at least.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Oh, hold on. Nope, I got nothing. Who is it?
Oh,
hold on.
I'll go for it's a tie. McTominay and somebody else.
It's McTominay with 3.
Okay,
That's
there we go.
insane.
All right.
Yeah, so pretty dangerous stuff, honestly. Yeah, I feel like this is I'm really flipping here. The more we talk about them and what's available,
The better you're feeling.
I'm feeling slightly better.
Let's go.
Yeah,
you a
yeah,
robe,
pretty
sir.
nice.
Get you a
Pretty
robe.
nice.
We need to get you in the robe.
Now, tomorrow morning exists, so we all know that's gonna.
Yeah.
It'll turn. Mo will see it in person. It'll turn south very
See if you
fast.
can get through today, though, bro. Like, the rest of Saturday.
Yeah,
see if you can
yeah.
get there.
Today I'll be straight. Today I'll be good. But tomorrow will be a nightmare. But yeah, I think the more we talk about it, and the more you look at the combinations that they're going to have to use. If they have to low block this thing and try to beat us on the break, if Walker's out there, that side's locked down. If Vardiol's out there, he's a monster. That side's locked down. Even if it's Ake fit,
Yeah.
ish.
He was acting a bit weird at the end of the
He
Yeah.
was.
the
He
match.
was grabbing
so
at, yeah.
I think Vardy will come in. I think actually he'll help us with the low block.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's decent at getting forward.
unathletic.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh no, he's a beast. I just think this is a toothless, unathletic squad, and if their whole thing is to attack us on the counter, you can't just give it to Rashford, long ball to Rashford every single time, because he'll end up being exhausted. And what do you do from there?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Then you have to bring on Garnacho or Palestri.
Yeah.
Which what
Please.
guys?
And I don't know if I'm able to plug my thing. We are doing a watch along for the Derby tomorrow. Shades Blue on FanFest Live. So for all those people who don't want to listen to the stupid commentary, what we say is turn the television down and our live stream all the way up. Actually, we'll be having a friend of ours. Her name is Sky, a United supporter, on with us. So it's not entirely biased, but I will say it will be like 4 of us. So
she'll be outnumbered.
So yes, but she can handle her own. She's fantastic.
4-on-1.
Hey, relax.
I'm just talking numbers. It is. It's like a fast break.
Noy McCune, host of Nosy Neighbor Man City.
I don't know what I did there. I blacked out.
All right, Crunk. Thanks so much, mate.
Appreciate you guys. Check us out. Shades of Blue everywhere.
All right.
Take care, buddy.
There he goes. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
I think this was cathartic.
Yeah, you're on a bit of an up right now, so let's let that keep going. Let's get some more callers going. We'll probably do, another 10 minutes or so if somebody wants to call in and tell us how you're feeling about tomorrow. React to some of the stuff that's been said about how we should approach it, about how United will approach it.
Yep.
Would any United players getting it into your combined 11? I've seen a lot of that this week. I've seen a lot of United fans admitting that 0 United players would get into a combined 11. It's
what a year this is.
It's spaces on Twitter, and you can listen into people talking. There was one going on, I think it was yesterday, and I was driving, I think, so I just popped that on, and it was United fans. People
listen to podcasts. Mulv listens to Twitter Spaces.
I was just grinning at how defeated they were. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
brilliant.
There isn't anybody. And it's not even
Ah.
being, blue tinted glasses or anything. You just look at that squad and you're like, well, if you go position by position, none of the back line gets into ours for
No.
a few reasons. Obviously the goalkeeper doesn't stand a chance.
No.
Been there, done that, beat him already. Midfield, no one's better than Rodri on the planet.
No. Nobody.
So
Nobody.
not even not
Anywhere.
them, just anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holland, obviously, no one's better than him. And then you look at the attacking options. Fernandez over Doku, not right now. Fernandez over Alvarez, absolutely not. Bernardo, no. Jack, no. Like Rashford is the only one not on form right now, but
Right.
historically, Rashford's the
Particularly his
only one
peak.
that could sneak in.
Yeah.
And even then, I think it's tight.
Well, they were doing like some guy came on and suggested that there wasn't a single United player that would even get on City's bench. Now that was a bit of
Wow.
Yeah, that was a bit of
That's a lot.
That was a bit of what they call it, edge lording.
Yeah.
But they had the discussion anyway, and they started just talking about backup goalkeepers, right?
Ortega's
And-
better than Onana.
Exactly, but none of them made the leap that I made on our podcast, which was they should have signed Stefan Ortega. Seriously,
Yeah.
they could have got him for way less than they paid for Onana. I mean, I even went as far as to say they should have had Jason Steele from Brighton. If they're going to play the way Ten Hag wants to play,
Yep,
that's a good guy to have. For cheap.
Huge Jason Steele guy.
Yeah.
I love it. I love
Come
it
on.
so much.
Come on, Southgate, sort yourself out, man.
I just love the Jason Steele thing that's happened in the last 6 weeks.
I'm like the president of his fan club.
You have to be. Yeah. I'm starting to wonder if you're running a side thing with a Brighton group in Dallas that you've started up.
We meet at Chipotle on Main.
Get the bowls in, lads. Yeah, it's a bad squad, bro. It's a really bad squad. Yeah, I think I'm feeling good now. I think I'm doing better.
Yeah.
No,
I get it. It's the derby and that, and I've
just been hurt so many times.
Yeah, I just haven't heard from those United people that I used to.
Yeah.
I get reminded every now and then if I click on Facebook about some stupid stuff they used to send me, and it's like,
yep,
the karma, the absolute karma. That club is phenomenal, man.
That's the best thing about all of this is how much of it has come back where they went from being top of the heap to now they're kind of a laughing stock.
Middling, yeah.
Yeah. Well, not only middling, but it seems like every transfer everyone they bring in, there's some thing about it where well, that guy is clearly a broken person.
And the fact they've landed on the ownership is the problem. When would having better owners help? Yeah, it would help. I think some of the structure in that.
Yep.
But I mean, it's still down to the players and the manager.
Remember they replaced Ed Woodward with some other guy.
Yeah.
And that guy's been just as bad. Good bit.
Ten Hag's had the chance to bring in some of his own favorites, and they're no better. Yeah, I mean, it's I just find it funny that they're going after the ownership, because it couldn't possibly be that they've brought in underachieving managers and players for a decade. You know what I mean?
Yep. Could never be. Could literally. Oh, do you see who just showed up?
Who've we got? Oh shoot!
The Mystic Egg, dude. The Mystic Egg has arrived. Yeah.
Let's be having you. Big man.
Yeah, LB, if you're feeling froggy, dude, hop on in. I'd love to hear LB's take on whether or not anyone from United would get into City's squad. I think he'd be very level-headed about it.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm thinking tomorrow's a dub.
All right. I will clip that.
Fully turn the corner. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, that's sound bit. Yeah, I think it is. I'd said on Shades of Blue the other night that I could see us smashing them.
It's very possible.
Yep.
Very possible. But again, the reason why I think they will play dead because they just won't want to get smashed like that.
Right.
The thing about remember the 6-1, yeah?
Oh, do I?
October 23rd, 2011.
Mm-hmm.
We'll never forget it. Fergie was running them at the time, obviously. The thing about that match was that they were still
in the chair.
they were still so full of arrogance that even at 3-1 or 3-0, 3-1, 4-1, they felt they could get back in it.
Yeah.
Right. And that I mean that just played into our hands on the day. And that arrogance in terms of their players and managers is completely gone. Like they just want to shut up shop these days. I think Liverpool did them 7-0. You know, they're just their heads are totally different.
Yeah,
than what they used to be. So that's why
the swagger's gone.
Yeah,
you know?
Completely. There's not a team in the Prem that doesn't think they could go get something at Old Trafford.
Yep.
These days, you know, they don't have the aura. They don't have it.
Whereas at City, you know, no one on the corner got swagger like us.
No, it's damage limitation if you go to the Etihad these days. Typically, right? Outside of a few teams who think they can beat us, otherwise it's sit back and hope we're having an off day is number one.
For a draw.
Well, hope for we're having an off day. Hope to get maybe a referee on your side. Just hope that we're off it.
Get a goal on the sneak.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's totally flipped, man.
Yep.
Totally flipped.
Long may it continue, honestly.
Please.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I can't see the shift would. Who's this? Man's on the Metro link. What's going on? Man's on the tram. Welcome to the show, LB.
What, me? Am I on?
Oh, he's in. Are you laying on the floor?
No, I'm just on bed, man. I just had a big Chinese, so I was like, I need to lie down.
Yeah, what's his
name? I need to lie down, man.
Hey, cool. Thanks for coming on, man.
Good,
we're
man.
Doing well. We've actually this episode's managed to convince Joey to be a bit more optimistic about tomorrow.
I think we might win now. You believe that, Lewis?
Well, he wasn't optimistic, no.
I'm never up. What are you talking about? That's my whole thing. Is I'm a ball of stress. And I push it all down. I cover it in booze, and then I'll die eventually. Like I'm never going into a derby. I'm never like, we're gonna crush these. I'm always like, shit. And then I spend the whole match literally on the floor at a pub, and Mauve laughs at me.
Oh yeah, the post derby noisy pod Twitter account is one of my favorite parts of the day.
It's really outlandish behavior.
Yeah, fingers crossed tomorrow, man. Fingers crossed, more of that. What are you saying?
True.
No, I think everyone should be confident, man. I mean, I'm trying to get the camera right. It's so hard, man, using a phone. There we go. Yeah, I think everyone should be confident. I mean,
it's a professional YouTuber, by the way.
Yeah, true.
This guy.
Look at your background, man. You're a professional guy. Your background's a mega.
That's signed by Paul Dickoff, you know?
Yeah, no, it's good. No, honestly, I think we should be confident, man. Like, since Rodri come back, let's be honest, right? If Rodri hadn't got suspended, everyone would be absolutely buzzing. Like, we lost 2 games because Rodri wasn't there.
Yep.
Right. Other than that, everything's been fine. Has it been 100% perfect? No, but we're getting the results. I think we've just had a little bit of a wobble because Rodri wasn't there, and that was obviously because he got suspended. But if he was there, then everything would have been fine. They are rubbish, man. They are rubbish. And the only reason we will not win tomorrow is if we don't perform to our to our levels.
Right.
Because how do they score goals against us? People say counter attack, but the defense that's going to play tomorrow, man, like, I mean, we've got a mega defense out there. We do. So I'm confident. I don't think we'll smash him because I don't think Ten Hag's going to allow us to smash him.
Yeah,
Right.
Because I think if you beat him 5-6-0, then I think his job's on the line. So I think he knows that. So I think he'll try and keep it tight. But across the 90 minutes, we should really have enough.
Who's
We
your
should really have enough.
front three for City?
Mine is
Yeah.
Foden, Haaland, Grealish.
Wow.
So no Doku, huh?
No, it's a difficult call. But for me, the problem that I've got with Grealish is he's not been that great this season, but he has obviously had an injury in that. But his last game was mega.
True.
Doku's been great, but it's more of a respect thing. You know what I mean? Like Grealish, he was part of the treble winning squad. He was very important to our team last year. And I just feel that like dropping him, you know, for Doku, who's been here 5 minutes, whilst I understand why people are doing it because Doku's been very good, it's more of a respect thing for me. Now, listen, if he plays tomorrow and he doesn't play well, then, you know, respect only goes so far, you know what I mean? And then Doku has to come in. But for me, it's more of like you did it last year. Go and show me that you can do it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what are you saying?
It is a tight call. I was feeling Doku because I just think they're really poor at the back, and I think they're going to sit deep. I would because I really like Grealish coming on to shut it down at the end, as opposed to the reverse, right? Because people will say, we'll play Grealish, and then if you need a spark, bring on Doku. There's some validity to that, but I would play it the other way. I would assume that Doku will get behind him and create, will get ahead, and then you bring Grealish on to shut it down.
I'm feeling both of them.
Yeah,
both of them.
I feel both of them. Give me
what do you mean?
Doku on the right. If Foden's out, Doku on the right, Grealish on the left.
What do you mean Foden's out?
Well, there's a bit of worry about him, I think, because he didn't play at all in midweek. It might be bollocks, but he's got a small knock. Apparently, is why he didn't play midweek.
Right. Okay. Right. Well, I still play him. Even if he's on
Throw him on.
Yeah.
If he's on crutches.
Even if he's on crutches, I still play Phil Foden, man.
I told Mulv earlier that the lineup that'll never happen that I want just once is Doku, Alvarez, Phil, Grealish, Haaland. We'll never see it, but it's the maddest thing you could possibly do. Yeah. It's the most disrespectful front five you could put out.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. No one in a, I don't know, probably 500-mile radius would be soft, but like it's the most chaotic and arousing lineup you can possibly, like front five you can possibly use. It'll never happen because it leaves nothing on the bench and you lose control and blah blah blah. But
shifting gears for just a minute, Jake. Thoughts on MLS Cup playoffs, LB?
Who you got? You think Dallas is going to get past LA or Seattle, whoever we're playing?
Yeah,
Seattle.
probably, mate.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
Probably, mate.
Yeah,
you a big Jesus Ferreira guy?
Yeah. Mega.
What are your thoughts on the links of Paxton Pomykal to City?
Seen him a few times. Seen him a few times.
We have to believe him because, I mean, it literally says he's officially the man on his hoodie. Like,
oh right.
Man, official.
He's officially a man.
How can you doubt him?
Weekly MLS show with LB, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
Bro, just LB being like, who the are these guys?
So, you know what's funny, actually? I was thinking about the MLS before because I thought, do you remember that Castellanos guy?
NYCFC.
Oh, yeah.
I watched him when he was at New York City. I was like, this guy's fucking mint.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought he was going to get a big move, but they went to Girona. But then someone told me today that he's now gone to Lazio. Is that true?
I don't know. That's a big move, though.
Yeah. that is a big move. Yeah, but yeah, other than that, I don't really know much about the MLS, man.
Almiron is probably the biggest export right now.
Yeah.
Almiron spent like a year or two in Atlanta and then went straight to Newcastle. He's been decent. I don't know. There's not many other ones right now, I don't think, that are going to the Premier League, but we shall see. It seems like most of them are like they're great in the academies, then they go somewhere else, like Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, Brendan Aronson, Pulisic. Like, there's a number of them.
Harrison was he's at Everton now, isn't he?
Yeah. No, he's at Union Berlin.
Harrison. He's at Everton, isn't he?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure he went to Union Berlin. Who's at Everton?
Jack Harrison.
Oh, Jack Harrison. Yeah, no.
Harrison.
Yeah, I was talking Brendan Aronson. But yeah, Jack Harrison. Jack Harrison is the weird one because it was an English guy that got drafted in the MLS by New York City. And then CFG was like, fucking bounce him around a little bit.
He was at United at first, I think.
When he was young. Yeah.
And I think he went to college in the States.
College here.
Yeah. Hey, so tomorrow, LB, what are you doing? Are you doing a watch along? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a watch along. And then I don't know what else is happening. Is there any other games on like in the evening? I might watch some more football later on in the evening, but yeah, I'll do a watch along, man. I'll do a watch along.
You're not doing any sort of with any rivals or anything, are you?
Nah, I can't trust myself, man. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
That's incredibly relatable, dude.
Yeah.
The words I would say mid-match. I mean, this button would.
You've heard what I called Rodri. You're our own player. Imagine what I'd say to an opposition fan, mate. Like,
you couldn't do a fan zone then.
I think I could, mate.
One and done.
He's shaking and looking at the guy and calling him the C word the whole time.
Pulled off at halftime.
Yeah.
Phrasing.
Cool. All right. LB, man, thanks for calling in. Good to see you rested.
Yeah.
No worries, man.
Hope the Chinese treat you well.
Is there anything more tranquilo than that? Look at him.
LB after a massive takeaway, just in bed. Hey, LB, what are you doing? What are you doing the week of Liverpool and Leipzig?
When is that?
November 25th is Liverpool, and Leipzig's like 3 days later. You doing anything that week?
I don't even know why I asked you when is that, because I don't know what I'm doing. Why?
Look at him. Useless. Absolutely
I know.
useless in his bed.
I'm going to be in.
I don't have a diary. I don't have a diary.
Chinese straight to his head, man.
It really, the MSG got him.
The MSG on my mind, man.
Well, I'm going to be in town. You want to hang out? You want to grab a pint?
Oh, shit. Yeah, 100%. Oh, by the way, can you both message me? Oh, my God. Right. So, you know, my phone broke.
And then deleted our numbers.
That sounds dodgy.
No, so
what have you been doing?
So I rang Samsung. And Samsung were like, "Yeah, we'll fix it for you, but make sure you reset your phone because sometimes like you lose all the data, right?" So I was just like, I was like, yeah, no worries. I was just thinking to myself, they just have to say that. They just have to say that because obviously if they do happen, then well, everything's gone. Everything's gone.
No.
all my photos, all the apps, all the phone number, everything. So I have nobody's details.
Wow. I thought you were just dodging me.
Chinese number was still in there, though, wasn't it?
Man's got to eat, dude. He's got to get that Rangoon in him. I'll take a General Tso's.
All right. So what do you want us to do? Same number.
Just text you.
Just WhatsApp me and then it'll come through as a new message. Yeah.
Got it.
But anyway, I appreciate you boys. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you so much, mate.
Yeah.
Later, bro.
There he goes, LB.
He's off to bed. The Sandman will soon sweep him away. He's got a belly full of lo mein.
Yeah. So chill.
LB in a hoodie in bed. All right, guys. What even is the Noisy Neighbors podcast? Hey, Hey, if you liked that and you're watching, like the video, damn it.
All the YouTube stuff in it.
Yeah,
Subscribe,
YouTube, Twitch,
like,
all that.
yeah. We're on Twitter at NoisyPod.
Yep.
We're on Twitch in it.
Yep.
Joey likes to get on Twitch and play
True.
video games and that.
Yeah. After this, I think I don't know if I'm gonna get on Twitch, but after this, I'm definitely jumping on
EA.
Yeah, do some. I think it's time we fire back up Noisy Pod FC on Pro Clubs.
I'll meet you there.
Yeah. So if you're on EAFC and you want to join if you want to squad up, just search Noisy Pod FC and I'll find you in the transfer requests. You do have to have your shirt tucked in though. Mulv's guy still has to do that, I think. But you Dog Pancakes. he's just doing is this not just the Big Steve thing?
Basically.
Dog Pancakes, 4 spring rolls, salt pepper chicken.
Bosh. Go on, LB.
Chris Bosch. Yeah, so I think that's it, huh?
Wait, and chips.
Yeah, well, no wonder he's
settle for.
Also, Chinese places do chips. That's got to just be an English thing?
Yeah, they do. Every like even Indian places.
Yeah,
get chips. They do pretty good chips as well, actually. So, somebody United Winners. Strange. Mulv, you guys didn't come out with a pod this week, right? We did come out with a pod this week. You might be on Podbean.
And if you are,
the issue.
Delete that app immediately. It's worse than dog shit. Use anything else. Spotify, SoundCloud, whatever. Yeah, it's hour 15. I say we wrap it, yeah?
Let's do it.
Hell
Good times. Come on, City, for tomorrow.
Thanks so much, everyone, for watching. Obviously, Up the Blues. Like the channel or like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell, all the YouTube stuff. Do whatever LB says over on his channel, but do it to ours. Follow us on Twitch, follow us on Twitter. Listen to the podcast and all the apps except for Podbean because it's the worst. And if you want to support the show, noisypod.com, get some swag, or patreon.com/noisypod for as little as $1 a month. You can support what we do.
Thanks for calling in, those that did.
Absolutely. Crunk, Omo, LB. That's everybody, yeah?
I think so. Yeah.
Sick. So thanks so much everyone for calling in. We better win tomorrow or I will be on a roof.
Hopefully victory lap in your podcast apps next week.
Yeah. Post Derby Day victory lap is usually one of the better shows we do all year. So hopefully that happens. Other than that, folks, thanks again for playing along. Everyone in the chat, big up yourselves. And until next time, ta-ra.
Ta-ra.